Interview, window closing for electoral reforms, EU warns Zim Newsday. News, various stakeholders are skeptical that next year's general elections will be free and fair before the implementation of electoral reforms. Senior reporter Miriam Mangwaya caught up with outgoing European Union (EU) mission to Zimbabwe head of delegation before his departure for a new posting in South Sudan. When you are thinking about bilateral relations with Zimbabwe, which, of course, are multifaceted, there are different components, but we have differences on several issues. We have an economic partnership agreement. We have a free trade agreement, where we have had progress in the negotiation to expand the agreement. We have our development cooperation agreement, where we are entering into a new cooperation phase. I think that's one of the points I would raise, our new development cooperation framework for Zimbabwe 2021-27. It was not easy to work on that because we had scarce resources. The re-establishment of the formal political dialogue between Zimbabwe and the EU was an important event, something that the EU wanted to happen, and we are happy there was a positive response from the Zimbabwean side. That's one of the things I will remember in my time here. There are several ladders. The European Investment Bank opened credit lines for Zimbabwean private banks, a possible development as well. So many things have happened, and with my job you never have a similar day, and it is difficult to pick and pinpoint. I think some of those are well known. We had an important statement in February, where High Representative of the EU Foreign Affairs and Security Policy Josep Borrell issued a statement on behalf of 27 members, agreed by all the member states. We highlighted some of the concerns we had, and we still have some of the concerns. One issue is about the human rights aspect, the respect for people's political and civic rights in Zimbabwe. On that topic, we have had discussions with government and we are concerned about the civic space, the private voluntary organizations bill, which has been a topical issue and its consequences. Also, how to address vast human rights abuses, those would be some of the things we have been concerned about, and we have done that through dialogue, and also within the UN Universal Periodic Review on Human Rights in the Human Rights Council. Zimbabwe has been well known for restrictive measures. When you talk to investors, they have a number of concerns around transparency, a level playing field, repatriation of profits, the issue of currency and corruption. These are some of the issues EU investors have been raising during discussions with them. For us, it's more about working with all member states and cooperating with government and trying to find and define the right framework, incentives or investment. I felt the economic partnership agreement was a great possibility, and there are also some positive sides. For example, the horticultural exports have been increasing from Zimbabwe to the EU. It's clear that it is a win-win situation because Zimbabwe produces agricultural products which Europeans want. Europeans don't produce for themselves because of the southern and northern hemispheres. And there are companies that have taken advantage of this, and some sectors are making good businesses from that. I am passionate about agriculture because usually when you look at the playing field of Zimbabwe, it's mainly about minerals, gold and other minerals, whereas Zimbabwe has an advantage in terms of agriculture, climate, water resources and the soil. Unlike minerals, agriculture is a sustainable business. In terms of economic reforms, we had hoped to see more. The Zimbabwean economic problems are not coming out of EU restrictive measures. We have in place an arms embargo and measures on the ZDI. So to claim that these measures would have some kind of negative economic impact on Zimbabwe would be misplaced. I have often seen in these discussions a conflation of issues, for example when it is being discussed that Zimbabwe does not have access to credit from international financial institutions or from Western countries. It is not about sanctions. It is about the arrears situation. The fact that Zimbabwe is in arrears to creditors, then the issue is not about restrictive measures. Zimbabwe failed and reneged on its loans, and how we should deal with these issues, and how it should pay. Other claims that EU member states are closing down their cooperation programs here, that again has nothing to do with EU measures. It's a decision by member states to do so. There are miscomprehensions on what our measures actually mean. Elections are important for any democracy. We need to give people the right to vote, to express their political preferences and mandate for them to be governed. That is why 2023 will be important for Zimbabwe. The good thing about the 2018 election was the campaigning period prior to the election day itself. Of course, we had unfortunate events on August 1, 2018. We have had these big opposition parties campaigning without harassment. That would be good if the campaigning freedom could be replicated in the run-up to election. I wouldn't say that we need to copy everything that was done in 2018, but at least the fact that all political parties campaigned freely, and that is something that I hope to see in the upcoming election. The EU Electoral Observer Mission made a number of recommendations. We have had a lot of discussions on what could be done, but Zimbabwe will decide what will be done. The follow-up mission came up with a conclusion that there has not been much progress, but there is a chance to proceed with reforms if the Electoral Act is amended. So there is time for electoral reforms, but the window opportunity is obviously closing. We are planning to support the electoral process through our cooperation instruments, but details are yet to be handed out. We think elections are a cornerstone of democracy and are worth our support. The post-interview window closing for electoral reforms, EU warns Zim appeared first on Newsday Zimbabwe.